Hey everybody, and no, this does not work. Hey everybody, and welcome to Let's Play Children of Morta. So the problem here is that my start recording combination always opens the menu because it counts as any button, which makes sense. Anyway, here we are, Children of Morta. This is a game that I've had my eyes on for a long time. It was in early access, I want to say, or even, I think it might have been kickstarted, and even back then I took note of it because it just looks beautiful. And honestly, that's about all I know about it. It's a top-down pixel art roguelike, apparently, but also very story-focused. And I'm really not sure how that combines, what the main gameplay loop is. I've started a new game just to take a look at it, and that's when I got the idea of maybe trying to do this as a Let's Play. I really have no idea how well that is going to work. So yeah, because I just don't know what the main gameplay loop is, how much repetition there's going to be, how much replaying to unlock permanent upgrades, which I assume are there, and we'll see. I'm gonna try doing this as this Let's Play as a main story playthrough, maybe a little bit of playing just to see how far I can get. But yeah, first of all, I just want to see what this game really is all about. All I know is that it is beautiful. It reminds me a lot of Hyper Light Drifter, if you're familiar with that one. So very colorful, beautiful pixel art, top-down view. Well, we'll see soon enough. I don't know, for players who want to enjoy the story with a decent amount of challenge, I mean, that sounds about right, honestly. But on the other hand, I'm not, calling myself an experienced roguelike player. Not calling myself an experienced roguelike player would be would be kind of silly because I've played so many of them. That being said, I'm not the most dexterous person, so even greater challenge. I don't need to prove anything. I'm just gonna, as I said, this is supposed to be about the story. And here we go. Look at that. What a wild first couple of scenes. Some huge mountain exploding in the background. You can probably already see where my Hyper Light Drifter comparison comes from. I mean, there are not that many super...
Margaret awoke, startled, a cold sweat clinging to her.
Right, there's also voice acting. Forgot about that.
She gathered her thoughts.
So much detail. It's awesome.
Aged wood creaked, echoing through the quiet rooms. Near the house stood a shrine to Rhea Dana, goddess and daughter of the land, of Rhea and a being of comfort.
I think the intonation might have been a little bit off there. So the land is called Rhea.
Margaret sought answers.
And again, very much Hyper Light Drifter.
Did not speak.
With these glowy patterns everywhere.
There was only the faint whisper of something dark, something hungry.
A very strange tree. I mean, I'm not sure if this patterning that almost looks circuit-like.
Felt the weight of their age as she climbed.
If that's supposed to be some, if that's actually circuitry, if everything
The only
is
thought on her mind,
artificial,
has it begun again?
or if it's just more like magical runes. Also, this is clearly not Earth, if we needed any confirmation. Unless some things have changed significantly since last time I looked at the night sky. Right, so something... I probably should have been paying more attention here. Some ancient evil stories again.
John's mission would be a simple one. He was to investigate Rhea's greatest shrine. His mother presented him with a fresh divinity shard.
Nice. Thanks, Mom.
From his brother came a newly sharpened sword.
And a shield.
His wife gave him a kiss, and his daughter's hugs were full of reason to return home safe.
Okay, and that is going to be our tutorial character. We'll see. It's been a few days since I started my test playthrough. Well, playthrough. My test play, where I really just played through this very first section. And that was on hard, because, you know, who knows. We'll see if I can notice a difference. So I move with the left stick. I can't actually do much. I can raise my shield, surprisingly. Or maybe not. Well, I mean, it does say LB, but it also changes the middle button there in the bottom left. I can attack like this. Ah, okay. And A allows you to dodge roll. Wait, I think this is already different. Am I crazy? Maybe I just forget. I just didn't remember this chasm and bridge at all. See, for example, I have no idea to what extent maps are randomized. No, this is definitely the same.
Long forgotten, a place of unimaginable beauty.
Yeah, I just noticed that you can actually play this like a twin-stick slasher, basically. So just moving the right stick attacks in that direction. That's interesting. I wonder if I should play it like that, or it would free up. No, actually, it doesn't free up a finger. Never mind. That's not how that works. Let's just keep going.
It first appeared as sludge given life, slithering creatures, small and vile.
Primary attack, yes. This is convenient enough. We'll see how that works. If I could dodge with my index finger with one of the shoulder buttons, that would be nice. But of course there are going to be special skills that are activated with more of the buttons. So. Oh, what? Really? I was hit there? Don't think any of them were close enough. Also, they seem pretty passive most of the time. Obviously, these are hardly enemies worth mentioning, you know. There are going to be a slightly worse things to deal with. Damage is also variable, it's good to know. You know what? Just attacking repeatedly. Oh, actually, you know what? Yeah, obviously I can just hold in the direction. I'm silly. There we go, that was some sort of barrier. Okay, so here we have actual enemies that are pretty much stun-locked by my attacks, which I like. Huh? Evade. Evade attacks at the right time to avoid incoming damage. Evade bar under character's feet shows when they can evade. Yes. That is a very long cooldown, actually. Ah, okay, that was more health than I didn't have need for. That's what... that didn't go away. Probably pretty obvious, but... Uh-oh. Yeah, miss your first swing and you're just sitting there, because yeah, while swinging you can't move. I wonder... I mean, I'm guessing from the way this is structured that we're going to be playing as multiple different characters, which is kind of typical for this kind of action roguelike, you know. But I'm guessing that's going to be members of that family, probably. These checkpoints? I haven't died yet, so I don't know how that works. What now?
A wall, impeding further progress. A battle was certain.
Also, I just realized I didn't start a timer, so here we go. Holy, I don't know, 5 minutes, 10? Probably more like 10. Special ability. John has a special ability to use his shield to block incoming attacks. Right. I mean, I guess I'll try that. Right, and there is a block bar, apparently, that goes down. When you can get them all in a nice swinging arc, you're pretty much safe. I don't know if it worked that well on hard difficulty. It might not have. Ouch. Well, occasionally you're gonna take a hit. They're dropping a lot of health too. I guess to really make sure that you're that you survive the tutorial. Huh? Press B to... Oh, B to interact. That's not B. You dummy.
Banished by light itself.
So that's what we use that crystal for?
Abated,
that Mom gave to us?
shard cold in hand, dark, in need of life.
Actually, is there a menu? Well, there is the main menu. Path of the Gods. Investigate the Path of Gods, right. I, honestly... Should I? Subtitles, yes, that's good. Larger UI. I think it's fine. Larger HUD. UI and HUD differently. Separately, rather. Aim assist? I mean... I guess? I'm not sure if that really comes into play for melee weapons at all. Well, everything... Screen shake, I'm not a huge fan of if it's excessive. But so far, I haven't really noticed it, so I guess it's not excessive, or maybe it just hasn't happened yet. It's good to have that as an option. See all kinds of dead wildlife here and craters? Oh, actually, it seems to be water-filled. Oh. Ah, yes. Gemstones. Greater chests require a gemstone to open. Gemstones are found in different places, like this animal corpse, for some reason.
The shard grew warm, humming softly from the harnessed energy.
Right, alters ignition. Divine Grace. Damaged enemies burn in fire. I like it. Divine Grace, a powerful item that aids you with a buff. So, do we not have some sort of menu? Huh. I think it's gonna unlock later. The back button doesn't do anything yet. And I seem to remember there being such a thing.
Before him was now one more dangerous than those that came before.
I see. So that guy does not get stunned, for one, and also spawns these... I really need to stop using the stick. That way my thumb is too far away from the dodge button, if I need it. Right. That guy's annoying. I should probably also make more use of my dodging, my blocking rather. Gain XP as you kill enemies. When reaching a certain amount of XP, you will gain a skill point. You can use skill points to upgrade your abilities in the skill tree. Ah, okay, and that's how we learn about that. Skill tree, okay. So that's one skill point up there. Kind of a leaf symbol for the skill tree, makes sense. Gain a skill point when you gain enough XP, right? Spend skill points to learn new skills. And that's the description. Heaven's Strike. Hold swords down from the heavens upon John's enemies. With that button. Right. Damage goes, well, up to 150% from 0. Costs 1. Pretty straightforward. I mean, the game won't let me choose anything else right now, so... More skills become available as you spend more skill points. Right. Yes. Oh, okay. Next level costs 2. So will we always ever get... always only get 1 skill point per level up? In that case... well, we'll see how that works. Okay, now I can open it and actually freely look at it. So that's Heaven's Strike, an active ability. This is Shield of Thorns. Melee attackers take damage when blocked by John's shield. So that seems to be a passive, which is a round symbol, and this is John himself. A master at fighting with sword and shield, nothing can stop this father from protecting his family. The weight of his father's old sword and shield, a gift from his brother Ben, might slow him down, but his slashes are powerful and sweeping. Skill level 1. Now that I spent 1 skill point, I suppose. Of the same blood. Increase the max health of all family members. Oh, interesting. So will these abilities unlock for spending that number of skill points on any of the normal skill tree? I'm guessing, yeah. I can't activate this one at all, but yeah, trying to activate one of the other skills tells me that I can't. Well, at least the ones that are technically unlocked. Guardian's Rage. Unleash your rage to temporarily become invulnerable to and deal thorn damage to attackers. Oh, wow. Okay. Seems useful. Increase John's armor. John deals additional damage to enemies who are near death. Okay, so... maybe... Wow, it's a little bit awkward. Pressing up brings you directly up. and not to the next tier. Yeah, that's... I wish that didn't work that way. I guess you can always switch the level on the left side here and then just go over. Increase John's maximum stamina, useful. Chance for John's primary attack to reset Heaven's Strike cooldown and guarantee a critical hit. Nice. Okay, some good stuff. Upon receiving fatal damage, John gains a small portion of health and becomes invulnerable for 5 seconds. 3-minute cooldown. Okay, okay. And John's Ancestral Shield absorbs damage when blocking, increasing the damage of his next shield-based attack. Shield-based attack? Oh. Like, Shield Slam, for example. Wait. Oh, God. Guardian's Rage. Right. The temporal invulnerability. Shield Slam. Fracture of the ground at John's feet. Damage, stun, and knockback nearby enemies. Okay. Charge forward with John's shield to damage and stun enemies. Right, okay. So he basically has 3 different attacks, ultimately. His calling swords down from the heaven, and then shield slam to the ground, and the bash, or dash. And then he can make himself invulnerable. Alright. All family members' health. Right, I mean, I guess I might have read this before, and that's where I got that idea that we're going to be playing as the different family members. But we're also going to be returning to our family home after this little first expedition, and that's as far as I played previously. So anyway, we'll see more about that, of course. Family members gain Heaven's Strike runes for their various abilities. Heaven's Strike runes. Okay. Heaven's Strike being that. Oh, not sure what that means. John appears to shield any attack that would cause fatal damage upon any of his family members. Ever thinking of his family, John's love transcends physicality, slowly regenerating the health of his family while in the dungeons. Interesting. So, I'm assuming that these things stay permanently, right? Throughout runs? Across different runs? Maybe I shouldn't be assuming and just keep playing. Codex, Divine Graces... Right, where do we even see our items? Do we see our items that we have? Like that thing I just picked up? How do I see that? Uh-oh. I mean, I guess I see it here. Damage enemies, burn fire. Maybe that's just where I see it. Okay, whatever. I should probably keep moving and, you know. Probably should.
Goblins, a familiar threat, albeit farther out than usual.
Oh, okay. You want me to do this now? That did not kill them. Thankfully you can see them charging their shots. It's convenient. Heavenly Swords does not take very long to cool down at all.
Inherently violent and ill-bathed. Goblins
inherently ill-bathed.
Focused.
I mean, aren't we all?
Threat.
So, I'm not doing a great job so far avoiding damage.
Dangerous. A land of love found and of love lost.
Huh. Is it usually this misty, foggy, miasma-y? Anyway, it doesn't look very healthy. Oh, this looks promising. Some sort of ruins. Some sort of glowy door.
Was sacred ground, left untouched in days gone by.
Some sort of ability rune, if I had to guess.
Remaining calm and collected, the shock of his heart-skipping beats was concealed in expert fashion.
Oh. Hey, daughter.
Before him stood Linda, his eldest daughter, with bow and quiver at the ready, determined to do her part.
I think, okay, yeah, she's just following me now. Electrocalypse, yeah. It's not hard. Create a temporary aura that damages nearby enemies. Okay, and that's now Arby. I see. That's all we can do here, huh? And Linda just follows us now? Should also really try to learn the family member names. Linda, the daughter. John, our hero. Well, for now. Yeah, I should probably activate this. I probably wouldn't have chosen to use that against a tiny enemy party like that, but cooldown is not very long, so. What's going on here?
Before the Guardians were not beasts feeding, but monsters consuming, destroying others. They corrupted and distorted, creating even more hungry husks.
That explains all the dead animals, I guess. Kinda glad those big necromancer guys just pieced out of here and left us with the foot soldiers, although that big guy there looks kinda nasty. I'm also just face tanking everything here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that hard mode is significantly harder. Where I had to actually try to dodge in order to not die. I mean, I didn't die, but I think I got relatively close at some point, which definitely did not here. So there's that. Thanks, Linda. You helped a lot.
Both father and daughter gathered their thoughts, their hearts heavier than before. How would they explain what they had witnessed?
Just like that, the weird purple shadow creatures felled an ancient tree and sacrificed animals and created more evil purple shadow creatures.
The ancient tree had been cut down.
Oh, the
Together,
ancient tree.
father and daughter
Bad,
described the horror, the creatures dripping with decay that slithered into bodies stuck between life and death to bolster their ranks. Grandma Margaret confirmed what they all feared. It was the corruption, a cruel entity spoken of only with hushed voices, an ocean of darkness that flowed from the top of Mount Morta.
Mount Morta, whose children
And
we all are.
Bergson's duty was to stand against this devouring deluge of death. Kevin was also eager to do his part in the family's fight, especially when his older brother Mark was off somewhere. He was as much a guardian of their mountain home as any of them. She stood. If they were to reach the summit and destroy this evil, as the Bergsons of old had done in the past, they would need the assistance of the sanctuary.
It's pretty cool to have underneath your house, although also potentially dangerous, I don't know. Some huge crystal.
Given to the Bergsons by Rhea herself, the sanctuary was a gateway to the mysterious lands around the mountain. Margaret pointed to the huge crystal at the center of the den, revealing their next task: to activate it and open the way to the source of the corruption. And once Rhea's 3 spirits are gathered on the grounds, the only gate to the top of Mount Morta will open in this chamber. By himself, or with the assistance of those who loved him, John needed to gather the 3 spirits from their lands. Without them, he would not be able to stem the flow of the corruption.
Right, and now, yeah, this is as far as I played previously, and I was surprised to find that I couldn't just walk around the house and this sanctuary, but rather, at this point it turns into a menu where you just choose where to go next. Keldipo Caves, yeah. So I had not gone there previously, but you can return to the house and look around here, see what everyone's up to. Can pan the camera around like that. Cannot zoom out, unfortunately. Let's see. Mom in the kitchen. I don't know if we know her name. There we have Linda and the youngest daughter, whose name we also don't know, I think. We have Margaret in the laboratory. We have Kevin sitting there and moping, probably being the edgy teenager that he is. Got the brothers John and Ben. Wait. John and Linda? Wait. Isn't John that guy? Am I crazy? We did play as John, right? Uh-oh. Linda's fear of spiders. Well, can't blame her. Huh? Son? What? Is this... Is the game confused about who's supposed to be talking there? Or aren't they necessarily talking? So much as just NPCs stand in random spots and just have their little monologues? I mean, those are Margaret's sons, right? Right? The brothers. Grand Valley spiders. Killable caves. Yeah, awesome. So that's what we're gonna have to deal with next time, because I'm not going to jump into the first real dungeon this first episode. Sorry. There's the library. Right, so that just allows us to take a look at these electrocalypse and divine grass, the ones that we picked up, the Bergsons. Ben, a bitter old man. Unfortunately, we don't see a picture, but that's the gray-haired guy. A bitter old man to whom life hasn't been too kind or gentle. When Ben was young, along with his father Adam and his mother Rebecca, migrated from the eastern shores to Adam's hereditary home in the forests of the Midlands. I guess he migrated, I should say there. On the journey, Rebecca fell to a mysterious illness called the Black Fever and passed away. Wait. So, am I crazy? John, a devoted father and a wise warrior, John is the ever-vigilant guardian of his family and home, always on the lookout to counter any threat, even before it becomes a problem. In his youth, he went north to learn swordsmanship. There he got recruited into a band of fighters to stand against the goblin raids and their banditry, and took part in several skirmishes. Around that time, he saved a northerner farm girl from the goblins and subsequently fell in love with her. They took each other's hands in marriage under the linden trees in the old Barahut, and made a home there. It was in those years that their first two children, Linda and Mark, were born. Right, Mark is the one who's not currently around, who we've only heard about. And he's also not listed on the left there. I wonder if he's actually going to appear at some point, or if he's just going to stay gone. But their life got harder when Boshra, the ruler of Barahut, started to crack down on her people and oppress them, forcing John and his family to leave the north for the land of his fathers. Years later, when his mother Margaret found clues and signs that his long-lost father Adam might still be alive... Okay, so Adam and Margaret are John's parents. John set off to look for him in the Keldepo caves. He wandered those caves for weeks, but all he found from him... But all he finds from him is his heirloom sword. A bit of a mix of tenses here, which is unfortunate. These days, he makes it his job to guard the caravans passing through their southern borders against the goblins, and his name is known far and wide among those who journey the oft treacherous lands around Morta. Right. Kevin, the younger son, I guess, Mark being the older. Linda, the older sister, or daughter, I guess. Lucy. She's weird, mostly undefinable, and sometimes even unbearable. When she was very young, her mother relapsed into her old sickness and had to travel to Terra Lava to seek medical help, a trip that took a long time. As a result, her grandmother Margaret was her only caregiver and first teacher. From the moment that Lucy could hold a pen in her hand, she has been drawing and painting non-stop. We can actually see her playing there, or drawing something on the floor. It's cute. The world around her is like her drawings, new, ever-changing, unstable, and full to the brim with new ideas and concepts. Ideas that for her transform into playful impressions that are often amusing to the rest of the family. That's nice. Margaret is the foundation of the Bergson family. In her youth, because of her knowledge of the arcane and her research into the hidden corners of the world, she was called a witch and was even banished from her home for a time. But when a plague ravaged the people of the Midlands, her compassion and her skills in treating the sick made them to reverse their views and welcome her back among them. At which point she said, "Screw you. You banned me before. Now see how you deal with that plague. I'm out of here." No, of course not. Some of them even believed that she was a descendant of the holy spirits of the land. I mean, she does have some sort of connection to the land, apparently. She married Adam later, and after his disappearance and presumed death, not only raised her son John, but also took in her husband's elder son Ben. I see. Okay, so that all does make sense. I was gonna go back and read about Ben again. So he has the same father, just a different mother, Rebecca. It's not a mistake then, and they are actually brothers, well, half-brothers, I guess. She took their education seriously and sent them to faraway lands to train both in battle and in sciences. During the years that her sons were away, she lived in their home alone and made her living by administering healing and dealing in medicines and herbs. Nowadays, with her sons back and her grandchildren around her, she keeps busy by looking after their education. However, her busy house life has never dampened her curiosity, nor stopped her learning. Awesome. And Mary's the mother then. Patient, resilient, and a guardian to the soul of her children and the family. Not a night passes that Mary doesn't think about her family and prays for their health. Should I actually be reading all of these? I mean, I guess I might as well end the episode with this. So we have all the lore, at least the lore about the family, out of the way. Yeah, I mean, normally I try to spread this kind of thing across multiple episodes, but I guess we might as well, since otherwise this first episode is going to be a little bit short. Anyway, right, one can say that her life boils down to one thing: her children. Mary was the daughter of a farmer from the north. When their village was raided by goblins, she was captured and subsequently rescued and brought to Barahat by John Bergson. They lost their hearts to each other in short order and got married. After the birth of their first 2 children, the family moved back to John's ancestral home in the Midlands. She spent years raising her children, but her life had its own ups and downs. She had an illness that relapses. She has an illness that relapses and remits every few years, and the healers have told her not to put herself through any tension. Mary loves to write, and whenever she finds any time between her household duties and raising her children, she scribbles things that she seldom lets anyone else see. Okay. We did read about Margaret and Lucy. Linda. All of Linda's hopes and dreams in life manifest in one thing: music. Right. As we can see, she's playing the violin right there. She's also good with a bow, apparently. She spent her childhood in the Old Barahat, a place known for its vibrant celebrations and festivals. The first time they went to the Grape Festival, she became so mesmerized by the playing of a street fiddler that she forgot her mother Mary and younger brother Mark, and started following him through the throngs. As soon as she realized that she had lost her family, she started crying so hard that the fiddler had to give her his violin as a plaything to calm the young girl down. Okay. By the time Mary found her, she had succeeded in playing her first piece. Surprised by her passion and her talent, the musician left the fiddle for her, a gift that started her on the path to becoming a musician. The fiddle seems, even just a relatively simple fiddle, seems like a pretty expensive gift in a presumably medieval-ish society like this. But, okay. On a different note, after the family left Barahat for their current home, her father John taught her a different kind of bow. She found a strange connection between archery and playing the violin. Otherwise, as Margaret has observed, she would never have picked up the former as well as the latter. Okay. Kevin has no interest in knowing what it is that is going to happen, but to make it happen himself. This takes a will and a bullheadedness that, according to Uncle Ben, he has directly inherited from his grandfather Adam. The night he was born, a lightning storm that many still remember to this day raged outside. Mary was at the end of a very difficult pregnancy and going through an even more difficult birth. His father still hadn't returned from his month-long search after Grandpa Adam in the Kildippo caves. Kevin barely drank any milk during his first days of life, and he cried almost constantly, until his father returned and he finally stopped and accepted suckle. He was brave even as a baby. Almost too brave, bordering on foolhardy, a trait he still keeps to this day, and causes grandmother Margaret to advise John against training him in fighting with weapons. He loves exploring the forests around their home, and finding and cultivating weird mushrooms and rare plants. Said so. Okay, well, John, yes. And now Ben again with more context. A bitter old man to whom life hasn't been too kind or gentle. When Ben was young, along with his father Adam and his mother Rebecca, he migrated from the eastern shores to Adam's hereditary home in the forests of the Midlands. On the journey, Rebecca fell to a mysterious illness called the Black Fever and passed away. Some time passed, and his father met and married a strange woman named Margaret. Okay, I just needed to read a little bit further. That's fine. The fruit of that marriage is Ben's younger half-brother John. After a few years, Adam discovered the early signs of corruption in the world and ventured out on a journey to investigate its nature and origins. A journey from which he never returned. Ben tracked and followed his father's path into the Kildippo caves. In there he ran into marauding bands of vicious goblins and lost his lower leg in the fighting and barely managed to stay alive. Margaret, his stepmother, found him, brought him back home and nursed him back to health. Impaired by his disability, he focused instead on scholarship and craftsmanship. A handful of years later, he went to Terra Lava to advance his craft. Life improved for Ben somewhat when he invented a mechanical leg for himself, and subsequently met and fell in love with a shield maiden named Sheila. Oh, who's not here? But his life doesn't stay blissful for more than a few months. His excessive drinking drove Sheila away, and he returned to his home and family bitter and angry. Since then, he makes a living as a blacksmith and a mechanic. Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. Huh? Cannot go down from here. What's up with that? Oh. Don't have any documents or grandfather's journals, which I guess are going to fill in more blanks of the story there, the backstory, and miscellaneous lore. Well, all of those things I'm going to run into, no doubt. Why is the camera panning down there? I didn't do that. Weird. That's fine. I hadn't noticed the mechanical leg. I guess that's kind of the point, that it's pretty well made. Okay, anyway, without further ado, look at this. I really wish I could just freely move around here and explore places. Pond with the interesting fish swimming in it. These magical lanterns. These laboratories. I guess that's Ben's workshop then. This is Margaret's laboratory. Whose room is this? Mark's room, maybe? I don't know. Or maybe the parents' bedroom, yeah, with the double bed, of course. This is the library. Wait, where's Mark's room then? Maybe it's this one down here. That would make more sense, I guess. Okay, I am going to call it an episode here. Yeah, we saw the tutorial, we saw the introduction to the story. Chapter select. Yeah, next time we're going to head into those weirdly named Kildippo caves and see if we can find any more traces of Adam, the missing grandpa. I wonder if we're actually going to run into him at some point. I mean, I have a feeling like probably. You know, clearly he's only assumed death, and people who are only assumed death in any media will invariably eventually show up. Because they're obviously not really dead. Yeah, well, anyway, without further rambling, I'm going to call it an episode here. I thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you're at least as intrigued by all that's going on here as I am. I'm looking forward to seeing more of this game and see what it's really all about. Yeah, if you enjoyed this, hit the like button, leave me a comment, and I shall see you real soon. Bye-bye.